Hi everyone, Sean, also known as Raven Rage for 100K Studios, sitting down with Asininebovine, also known as Jesse. Jesse's the winner of the league championship for February at 100K. So, congratulations, Jesse. How's it going?
Oh, good. And thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So, tell us about yourself.
Well, as you guys know, I'm a poker player. Also, I work as a software developer.
You tore through a pretty stiff field to win, came right down to the wire. How'd you feel in those last couple of days?
I was like fifth, I think, when we came down to the last couple of days. And I knew that, it's now or never. You got to make the push now. It ran deep in one tournament, and it was down to about 20 people. And I almost got knocked out. I got knocked down to like one big blind. Then got lucky on a couple of quick hands, doubled up a couple, two or three times, and then I was back in the running. We got down to the wire there. Well, it was heads up. It was me and one other guy. He kept wanting to make a deal. And I knew, I'm in second place. I can't make a deal. The second that I got above him and got into first place, I hit let's make a deal because I knew that would give me the first place finish. But I still wasn't in first place. I was in second place. So the very next day, I actually wasn't going to play in a tournament. Poker Pastor talked me into playing into the Turbo, the last tournament, and I ended up winning that and pushed me into first place.
That was a happy accident, I suppose.
Well, I didn't really expect it. I did. Of course, you play these and you always hope to win. When I go into it with the expectations, I'm going to play the best that I can, and hopefully that's good enough to win.
That's about all you can do, really. So we have that video of you unboxing the ring. Were you excited when it got there?
Yeah, definitely. Poker Pastor really built that up on stream and, did the thing where every time he would say ring, he would show it. It was on its way here, and I was like, anticipating it to come in. And then my wife actually checked the mail and got it and brought it in. And I waited to open it until she was ready to do the, do the video thing. But the whole time I'm like, man, I want to just open it now. But I waited for her to be able to do the video.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. Regarding the community, does the community help you to improve your game?
This is a tough game we play. I can't tell you how many number of times I've even, just questioned my own ability. When I first started playing poker, there were no solvers. Nobody really shared information with each other. If you knew something, you knew a little secret thing in poker, you kept that to yourself. You didn't tell anybody because they could turn around and use it against you.
Do you run into some tough spots in the games?
Oh yeah, always. You'll run into it and you're like, say you've got the pot odds to chase a draw. They don't hit that often. Sometimes you question those things and say, would I be better off just letting that go by? From what I read, no, you're not. If it's a plus EV situation, you need to be in there. You're not going to always get your EV that's there, but eventually in the long run, you will.
Going off into a totally different direction here. So what is your favorite hand?
One of the groups that I belong to here in Houston is the Snowman Group. It's a group where, we meet, we play, and we basically play for points. So there's no actual money. You can win a bar tab. But yeah, it's the pocket eights is their signature hand, I guess. And when you get pocket eights and you win with it, you get a little special prize there when you do that. So I guess it would be pocket eights.
How's it going so far this month in our league games?
Struggling a bit. I've got a few points on the board, but definitely not anything that's super impressive at this point.
Still pretty good ways to go, so plenty of time to make that up.
Yeah.
Out of the entire 100K community, who is probably the toughest player you faced?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't think I could name just one person.
What are some of the problems that they've been throwing at you?
I do recall one time I was in a Bet on Drew home game against Hubie heads up. Hubie plays, very aggressively. He was just every time putting me to a decision. I think he had a much bigger stack than me in the beginning. I ended up winning that one, but it was like, one of the tougher games that I played in. And definitely one of the toughest heads up games I played in.
So Hubie's notorious for putting pressure on opponents, I guess.
Well, he had the bigger stack. When you're in that spot, I do the same thing. If I get heads up with somebody and I'm the big stack, I'm going to make you put all your chips in or fold.
Have you been watching the seminars we've been putting out, and are they helpful to you?
Yeah, I watched both of the seminars. Funny thing is, I checked my stats afterwards. My numbers were actually right in there in range. When I did search a little deeper, I saw that even though I was check raising the right frequencies, I wasn't check raising for the right reasons.
A lot of times you can check raise and it just backfires on you.
I guess that's the thing that I learned in that is that, okay, so you check raise. Well, if you're check raising and you get re-raised, they pretty much got the nuts. They're not coming back at you with nothing.
Yeah. Do you get out to play live very often?
So I played a lot of cash live. I actually was almost exclusively a cash player till about 10 years ago. And then I kind of got the tournament bug. I haven't played a lot of live tournaments. I played a lot of live poker because back when I first started poker, there weren't a lot of tournaments, and there were a lot of, at least in Texas, there were a lot of cash games, but they weren't legal. I guess that's the only way to put it. They were people's houses where you just, you'd meet up and you were by invitation only, and you just, go and play cash games there.
Do you have any plans to get out to the World Series this summer?
Well, I'm definitely hoping to. I qualified for the tournament that's going to be at the end of the month, or the end of next month, I guess. I'll definitely be playing in that, and my hopes and plans for that are to win it, and to win a ticket to it, and I may actually go even if I don't.
Since we've started up, have you made any close friends or perhaps adversaries?
Not really any adversaries, but I have I talk a good bit with the SIU Ranger. We kind of, I guess prop each other up at times, and encourage each other. I hope to make more friends there in the future.
I've had a great time talking to you. Is there anything else that you wanted to say to all the listeners out here before we head out?
One thing that I was thinking about the other day is, one of the things that I see with myself and with a lot of people is one of the things that holds us back the most is our lack of confidence. And, it's kind of like with this last tournament, I put everything into it. And, I was able to ultimately win the leaderboard. I guess just keep trying, because just because it's the last day doesn't mean you can't wrap it up on that last day. That may be, your day to shine. If you believe in yourself, you believe that you can do this, just keep trying.
Well, that's definitely a great message for our 100K community. Had a great time talking to you today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And all of you out there listening, that was Asininebovine, also known as Jesse. Once again, this is Sean Raven Rage for 100K Studios, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.